All right, hey guys. So today we're gonna be making meatloaf. It's one of Abby's favorites. She always asks for it. It's like a big comfort food in our house. So we're actually not gonna start off with the meat. We're gonna start off with vegetables. And these are the ingredients that are made up of just like the aromatics. So we've got the onions, celery, carrots, mushrooms, and garlic, all kind of diced about the same size. And this right here is the like a spice rub that we're gonna put in to the meat. It's made up of paprika, thyme, chili powder, salt, and pepper. And this is a panade. Panade is used to help keep the meat moist. So it's made up of breadcrumbs, milk, and Worcestershire sauce. So we mix this in with the meat, so it helps keep the moisture in the meat as it's cooking in the oven. And this right here is ground beef. I think it's about a pound and a half of ground beef, and the egg gets mixed in. All right, now it's time to actually saute these vegetables up. So we're just gonna put it on kind of a medium heat and get some olive oil. All right, so we're gonna saute the vegetables in the olive oil just to kind of sweat out some of the liquid that's in the vegetables. Okay. So medium to medium low heat, nothing too crazy. A little bit of like garlic. Everything goes in with a little bit with some salt and pepper. Everything gets seasoned as you go. This one's just some salt and some pepper, although this is actually salt. So we're going to saute all this up so that it's nice and soft looking. It doesn't have these hard edges anymore. And all the liquid gets kind of reduced out of this. All right, so right now we're almost there. We don't want the onions, celery, garlic, and all that stuff to be have too much color. Just a little bit of color is okay. So right now we're just trying to get rid of all the liquid and moisture that's actually in the vegetables. So we're concentrating the flavor of the vegetables. So we're almost there. We want to soften the vegetables a little bit more, because if we mix this in with our meat, it'll be too watery. Meatloaf will be too watery. So we're just that's why we're doing all this. All right, so this is almost done here. It's getting really soft now. There's not like a ton of dark color on the vegetables and the aromatics and stuff. So there's a lot of the moisture has been kind of sweated out of it. So it's almost done. Earlier I was asked a question about mushrooms. Someone didn't realize we had mushrooms. I like to have mushrooms in the meatloaf because it adds umami flavor to the meatloaf, and also some extra heft. So that's why there's mushrooms in it. We're pretty much done here. I'm just gonna transfer all this stuff onto a plate. Now we actually want to bring this we want to cool this down to where it's not super hot, because we don't want to add this to raw meat, because it's going to make it difficult to mix, and it'll start cooking the meat. We don't want that. So I like to spread this out. It's a nice one thin layer on a plate. If you need to make it quickly, then you can always put it in the refrigerator, but at least let it come to as close to room temperature as possible. Now what we're going to do is make a panade. A panade is like a mixture of some bread and some milk or water. And I'm also going to add some Worcestershire sauce, just because a panade is very bland. So I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce beef up the flavor of the meatloaf. So you just mix that in, and then just kind of mash it all together. That's about, I don't know, about a quarter cup of milk. Mix that up. Oh, forgot to do this. So just mash that all together. I like Worcestershire sauce. It has a great umami flavor to it. So mix that up. A panade helps lock in moisture in the meatloaf. You can use that like when you're making like meatballs. So instead of like say bread cubes like this, and this is white bread by the way, just regular white bread cubed up, one slice or 1.5 slices. You can use it like if you want to make meatballs, like Italian meatballs, just use Italian breadcrumbs. Mix that together right before you add it to the meat, and then that adds some tenderness to the meatballs as well. So. Okay, so now we have our cooled off vegetables, our panade, seasoning. Mix that up a little more. A little seasoning rub, egg, and meat. So now we're gonna put them all together in one bowl and fold them all in. So let's go from here. The egg. And the seasoning. That's good. And then we've got the vegetables all kind of going in. Everyone's in the pool. Okay, and then just fold everything in. Got that egg in there. We're going to make sure that gets distributed really well throughout the meat loaf. So we're folding all the, you don't want to overdo it because then you're going to make the meat kind of tough. So just kind of fold it in as slowly to make sure it's well incorporated throughout. Like that. All right, so everything's all mixed up. Now, most people want to put their meatloaf actually in a meatloaf pan, but I don't like to do that. I like to put it in just a regular cookie pan like this because I just shape the loaf in the pan so it creates a lot more surface area. So I'm going to do that now. So scrape. Just get all that stuff out. All right, so now I'm just going to shape the loaf into a loaf, or you can shape it into whatever you feel like shaping it into. But I'm going to shape it into a loaf here, and I want this to cook relatively quick, so I'm going to actually make it somewhat flatter. So I just do this, shape it. So see all that extra surface area here, not just the top but the sides too. So all that gets nice and crusty in the oven. This is what it looks like. We've got the meatloaf shaped, and now we're just gonna put it in our oven for 350. At 350, probably it's gonna take about an hour 10 minutes to cook. So we just have to wait till the internal temperature on the meatloaf is about 165 degrees. Okay, so now we've got our meatloaf here, all shaped up, ready to go in the oven. So it's just gonna go in the oven here. I actually set it at 325. I know earlier I said 350, so it's actually gonna go in 325 for about an hour and 10 minutes until the meat registers about 160 inside. And in the meantime, we're gonna make some glazing. All right, so now we're gonna make the glaze. So you can make the glaze any way you want to. Most people, will just put ketchup right on top of the meatloaf, but I like to mirror some of the flavor that's in the meatloaf itself, some of the seasoning. So I'm gonna start off with some ketchup, a little soy sauce, paprika. These the other seasonings that went in there, and I put some salt, pepper, onions and garlic, and some of this stuff. So a lot of similar stuff. So we're gonna go with ketchup as a base. Little soy sauce. I gotta go with the Filipino style because I'm Filipino. Worcestershire sauce, because we put that in there earlier. I like 57, Heinz 57 sauce. I just like it. It's just good. So I like to put that in there too. Maybe not that much, but like a tablespoon. A little chili powder. Thyme. We saw that earlier. And in this case, we're going to use granulated garlic. A little garlic powder. Onion powder. Salt. And pepper. And a little bit of water. A little water to thin it out a little bit. So just a little mixy. So later on, as the meatloaf cooks, a little bit of oil, that oil comes out into the pan, and I actually add that into here just to give it some extra body to the glaze. So you have to wait till that's actually almost cooked. So okay, here we go. So meatloaf's almost ready. I put a little bit of this topping on, this glazing already, but you see all that oil that kind of seeps out as it cooks. I'm going to take some of that and actually put it in the sauce so it helps balance and round out the glazing, because we're going to end up using that as a like a gravy almost. Mix that up. So now I just put some of this glaze on top, and it's gonna go back in the oven to put some of this in here, so that a nice glaze forms on top. That's gonna go back in. I took that out after about 50 minutes or so, and now there's, I'm guessing, maybe about 5-10 minutes left. We just want to have a kind of a nice crust forming on top of the meatloaf. So I glazed it, took it out of the oven, and now I'm just letting it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before I slice it. Okay, so meatloaf is sliced. I'm serving it with some mashed potatoes, and I'm taking some of that glaze. I added some more of that the oil that was in the pan into the glaze, so it's more like a gravy now. So I just put that on top. Around, and there's our meatloaf. Little Sunday meatloaf. This is from Papa's Kitchen.